G'day and welcome to the Lawn Care Skull Sessions podcast. I'm Ben from Catch Pro Australia with TBL Property Maintenance, BJ Wallace.
Hey, Benny.
How's it going, mate?
It's been a long time.
It's been a long
shouldn't
time
have left you.
since I left you.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. Well, probably over 4 weeks.
Yeah, man. It's been a while. It has been what a fucking couple of 4 weekies, mate. It's been crazy, absolutely bonkers.
It's been crazy that I don't know. For me, Catch Pro, sales are down.
Yep.
From where we were, but I've still been very busy. And obviously you've been busy with all of your endeavours.
Absolutely bonkers, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but it's good fun. Seems like everyone's having nothing but positivity out of it, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and we did try and get together for an episode a week or two ago, but
Yep.
just too hard.
It's fucked. Honestly, like the amount of work we still have. Look, even this morning when we were just chatting before we started, the growth is still coming through. Like, it's bizarre. The hedges are turned off, but yeah, we're still seeing a bit of growth in the grass, which is bonkers.
Yeah, the little bit of rain we had last week definitely, gave it a little bit. And, during the day, like, it's not like it's hot.
No.
But
it's warm.
I jumped in the pool the other day.
Did you?
It wasn't enjoyable, but like I was working out there and I sort of got hot and sweaty, and sometimes a bit of a mind challenge. Like, let's get in here.
Yeah, fucking good for the soul. We just been fucking doing stuff at home. I can't even describe to you the amount of boxes I have with new chairs and shit I have to put together. It's fucking crazy. But I think I've thrown tools down. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing anything until after these events are done. So I'll do little bits and pieces, like end of financial year stuff that I got for myself. I'll definitely open those boxes.
On that topic, thanks to everyone who came to the Brisbane LLE event. It was really cool to see everyone. The Catch Pro booth got a lot of love.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Sorry to people that travelled, and I know that there was folks there that were sort of trying to say g'day, and it just I was pretty overwhelmed, in all honesty.
Yeah.
That's the first booth that we've ever worked, and I didn't think that I would need Vicky there, but I legitimately needed her there the whole day.
Yeah.
And one of my girls as well, really, really hustled. So it was pretty wild. Definitely a big shout out to the people that travelled. Ruben is definitely one of them. He's just cracked. I didn't recognise him because he shaved his beard.
I know. He came up behind me and he's like, do you know who I am? I'm like, fucking Ruben.
Yeah.
I knew because he did a bit of a pre-warning.
I had seen that as well, but like I just, didn't register.
He's a fucking handsome lad underneath that beard, isn't he?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, me too. He looks very suave. Not like me. I just look like a fucking, like a knob. Bald as fuck, and yeah.
Oh,
I wonder if I've got like a weird tan from where my beard has been for, what is it, like fucking 20 years now.
So it's funny you say that.
Look like I'm wearing a mask.
I obviously get my fair share of sun, right? Even though I'm not even a contractor. But I got this little Asian dude who cuts my hair, and he's always mumbling and carrying on. But I had been leaving my hair just like a little bit longer at the back because
you're trying to get a daddy mullet.
Nah, well, it wasn't really that. It's just I've got like a lot of grey hair down the bottom, and anyways, one day he's like, oh, we'll just get this a bit shorter, and I heard him and he goes, oh, and it was just full on white skin underneath.
Really?
Yeah, like proper white, like pink skin.
Oh, okay.
And he showed me, and I was like, oh man, but I was like, don't worry, I can probably fix that up in the next couple of days.
Do you get your head checked when you get when they do a mole scan and shit? Do they go through your hair?
Yeah, I've been pretty lazy, pal, since I haven't been a contractor. Yeah, it's sort of, I've thought about it. It's like when you got to get your car serviced, you're like, fuck, I need to do this.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things that I tell all my guys, like, oh, make sure you book in and do it. doesn't cost fuck all, and it takes 15 minutes if you're there, if they're running on time anyway. But no, you should go get it done, Ben.
Absolutely.
Maybe we should get it done together. Maybe we should just check each other. I'll check all your crevasses.
I want to wear a pair of Vicky's undies when I go. You know how you got to strip down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Every time I go, they take a few chunks with them. But it's all good. I'd rather them take them and check them.
Yeah, I've had something taken once, but it never resulted in anything.
Yeah, it's funny. I only just thought of it because the last time I got my head shaved, my missus did it, and she goes, "What fucking hat have you been wearing?" I'm like, "Oh, I always wear my skag hats," and she's like, "Because they're trucker hats. I've got like a full fucking tan, and it looks like a big peace sign in the back of my head."
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I do put sunblock on my scone too, just because it's just one of the things I've always done, and even that didn't help. Fucking super cute.
So lots of things happening in the industry, pal.
Yeah, dude.
So just for anyone out there listening today, we're sort of going to do like a dirty plug episode where we sort of, look, in both of our businesses, TBL and Catch Pro, there's just a ton of new stuff happening.
Yeah.
Stuff that I know for us, stuff that's happened. Obviously, BJ's had one of his events out of 3. So we're just going to run some dirty plugs, update everyone on what's happening, and maybe some industry talk along the way. But something that happened was Pete Jameson from Cox Mowers is no longer
there.
So he's going into, I'm not sure if not retirement, like he's not old. But yeah, he's stepping away from the industry, and if anyone out there is trying to sort of understand the relevance, like he sort of made that decision to go after the distribution.
Yeah.
For the ride standards, which I think, was sort of an innovative move.
Pretty big move.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
It had always been held, the right distribution in Australia had always been held kind of independently.
Yeah.
By just, like little dinky importers.
Yeah.
And it never really kicked off. But they've really made it a brand to be reckoned with here.
Yeah, fucking oath.
So it's sort of like, one of those little end of an era type situations.
I mean, I think like now Aiden's probably going to take the reins. I think he's got some new ideas and some fresh blood.
I have no idea what's going to happen internally.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm just making assumptions, but
also don't forget that PJ was a part of what, when Cox Mowers decided to take their manufacturing offshore.
Yeah, okay.
And there's bitterness there, with consumers and stuff, but I think, like it was a move that had to be done. Like manufacturing in Australia is fucking shit.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about stuff earlier, and it's how difficult it is. But no, totally. I when I heard that, I was like, oh shit, like, who's my point of contact now? But I've actually been dealing a lot with Aiden not too long ago. Well, I mean, we were after their conference. I actually got a call from Aiden, and he said, "Oh, look, man, I've got to run a demo up here in Brisbane with this new ZK, and it's the autonomous one, and it's powered by Green Z. So it's a pretty fucking cool unit." But
I saw it briefly at the show.
Yeah, did you see it mowing? It looks like a fucking ghost. He's got the reins, man. It's crazy because there's no weight on it either. So on the 40, it's a pretty corrugated sort of platform, and she's fucking bouncing around.
Oh, I see,
but yeah, dude, it legit looks like there's a ghost riding it. I took a bunch of photos and videos of the day, but it's not my place to post that sort of stuff for Riot, and it wasn't released officially yet, so we've got to keep that under wraps until my show.
Pretty cool that Australia gets to, get a machine like that.
Yeah. Well, there's only one of them here.
Pretty big gamble, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a huge market for it. It makes a lot of sense in the US because you have a lot of solo operators that are doing large areas.
It does. It will definitely find its place in, I think, parks and gardens and shit like that, because it's got all the safety features and stuff where it goes around people and obstacles and all that sort of stuff. But I do think like for fucking Joe Blogs mowing 20 lawns a day, it ain't for you.
No, absolutely not. It's,
Even for my stuff, I got 35 acres at one site, 40 at another. The waterfront, even those places probably wouldn't take something like that. I'd say it's more like sports field management and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, for anyone that doesn't know the concept, you can, if you're an operator and you're working at large properties, I'd say properties of 10 acres minimum. Instead of hiring someone, theoretically, you can have two machines.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad idea anyway, to have two machines. But, you can jump on this ZK, map out an area, and it'll just do the work.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it means you got to jump on the bib.
The only thing I don't know is with changing cut heights and things like that on the go. I didn't ask about that. I thought about it later. I didn't think so.
There's no way.
Because that's the only thing. You'd be
scalping like shit in Australia.
So even with my footy fields, we cut the two at different heights. The main field gets cut at a different height than the secondary field. So
it's something that I've always said. Look, for people that are following social media, I don't think I had ever announced it on the podcast, but we're obviously an agent now for Segway Navimo.
Yep.
And I have the perfect yard for it.
Yep.
but it wasn't. So with the levels, I was using a series of, like I got 1,000 square meters, right? And not every section was mowed on the same level.
Yeah.
So when I actually got the robot, there was, I sort of had to pick a level that I thought was appropriate for most of it. And yeah, one area, it was like proper scalping, man.
Yeah.
And then there was another whole area that actually wasn't getting mowed.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of had to grow up. It's a buffalo area, so it sort of looked all right with a bit of density on it. But yeah, there's always going to be variables and challenges with anything.
Yeah. Well, the good thing with the Navimo is you could have sectioned your yard up with a little bit of overlap, and because you can change the cut height.
Yes.
You could actually do that. So
no, but for me, I actually wanted it to be uniform.
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough.
It didn't really take that long. It just was that because I got it in the cooler months, when it had scalped a few of these little sections, they went like proper yellow.
Yeah, man, you should see my yard at the moment. So before all the rain, before the event, I was like, I've just been running every part of my life. I feel like I've just been sprinting the last couple. I mean, you can't tell by my weight, but for the last couple of weeks, everything's just been bonkers. And I thought, fuck, it's gonna rain. Like my lawn looks like shit. We had a mango tree cut down, so I was just like, all right, sweet. I'm just gonna. I know I should be using foliar fucking fertilizers at the moment, but I just had a little quarter of a bag of buffalo and I just fucking threw it out and I was like, sweet. And the whole fucking thing's turned yellow. It's so bad. No. It's so bad, dude. But I gave it a cut yesterday and it's greening up a bit. But
see, I'm the opposite in terms of my yard. Because I have the robot now, I kind of like because with Catch Pro, I sit at my desk and I build these units and, I get to like 11 or 12 o'clock and I pretty consistently every day get to around 11 or 12 o'clock and I'm like, man, I got to get outside.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just chill. Sometimes I just potter, but I quite often in the summertime, if it was every second or third day, I'd jump on the mower.
Yeah.
And it's so funny now, like, now I'm actually just like pottering all the time. Like now,
You need a
because
rose garden so you can get out there with the seconds and just clip, clip.
so because my lawn is always mowed, like now, and to be honest, it's a bit early, but there's a bit of bindi and stuff popping up
Yeah.
here and there, and it's way too early. You would
I've
expect
been-
that sort of late August in Brisbane.
Yep,
But
I've been
you
spraying.
know, like no, so I've just been just hand digging, just because
I've got 30 square meters out the front of mine, 39 square meters out the front of mine. I'm like, fuck, digging that.
no, but it's like sporadic, like it's
Yeah.
you know, and it's made it like really. To be honest, I was so worried. I've said it on some of my social media videos, like when we got the robot, Vicky just didn't care. Like she was just like, I don't get it. And even my kids were like, Dad, you're still going to need to mow. And yeah, it was like 7 to 10 days. They started to all come around and they're like, wow. It's
Yeah.
like, and now, like I have a program to come out every day and it takes 2 days to cut my lawn.
Yeah.
And occasionally, before the rain came last week, I was putting my grey water out on the lawn. So because it's like the hose is 50 metres long for it to get from the grey water tank to the areas.
Yeah.
So I was sending the mower home while I had the grey water out. And like the lawn is that particular and nice that if it hasn't been cut for one day, I actually look at it and go like, I can't wait for my robot to come out. that's one day
Wait.
in winter.
Wait, fucking think about what you were saying about robots 12 months ago. And I know, like, you're still of the opinion that they're not for all applications, but did you ever think that you'd be fucking rolling with one?
So no one will ever really understand this, but and I'm not huge into dissing products, but I'm not going to be able to really explain my opinion without dissing some other concepts.
Yeah.
Number one, the Segway Navimo is like complete GPS satellite. You just walk around. It's like a video game. You
It's
map
so
out your
simple.
area. Like it is a really, really, really simple thing to do. And anyone out there who is fucking messing with these cables and these like virtual fucking borderlines and stuff, honestly, it is such a backwards concept.
Yeah.
Like I understand that was the necessary step that had to be taken to get into that market. But man, anyone messing with cables, like, so for example, I've mapped out my lawn 4 different times to make it perfect.
Yep.
It takes about 4 to 5 minutes to map it out every time. Can you imagine if you had laid cables under the ground and you're like, nah, fuck it, I don't want
Yeah.
this.
Fuck that.
Like it's, yeah.
I probably wouldn't have fucked with it if I had to lay cables at my place. It just
Absolutely not. Like it just. But anyway, more to the point. 12 months ago, I didn't actually have a yard that would be able to. A robot would not have been able to service it.
yeah.
And everyone knows about the flooding issues that we have here. We decided to get on top of it, fix it,
Yep.
and with that came a new fresh lawn of essentially it's just like one fucking giant rectangle.
Yep.
And it is absolutely perfect.
Yeah. It's like a half a footy field out there. It's nice.
Yeah, it's perfect. Now, I still push mow my front yard.
Yeah.
And I obviously still ride on mow the paddock next door. But I am definitely, the behind story and the real story of it all is that Catch Pro has always been at the forefront of innovative products in Australia. And we're only talking half a decade. But still, I had to look at the concept with an open mind and say, if this is going to be a future, even if it's only 5% of the market, which I actually believe that's probably what it is, then, let's go in and do it.
Yeah.
Let's go in and do it. So I don't know how much, like I got to be honest, I don't know how much of a market there is for contractors to set these things up, I still think it's going to be very difficult for a customer to pay a contractor for not physically doing a task. I totally get the concept. Yes, okay, they don't have to worry about this, and this. They just pay their regular mowing fee. There's lots of positives about it, but I think just the whole mind concept, why wouldn't they just go out and get their own robot?
Yeah, no, I get it. But I guess it comes down to the snipping and the maintenance of the robot. Obviously, you need to change blades every now and again. If there's a problem, you don't have to deal with it. You just call the person who you hire. I guess there are little bits and pieces, but I do understand that, why wouldn't they just go and get their own? They really looked at it and were like, ooh, okay.
I mean, definitely in the Navimo's circumstance, then, if you did your research and in your due diligence, you'd probably look at it, and most homeowners would be like, yep, okay, I can do this.
And there's so many coming out too. Like I saw the other day, there was a cylinder mower, like a roller mower that came out. So I'm guessing that's going to be another concept that gets fucked with. But I don't know how that'll go battery-wise with the weight. Like, you'd have to have a pretty decent weight behind that.
I'll tell you a quick story. We'll move on from robots shortly, but Ben Gribsky has the Segway at his place.
Yeah.
And he was using a cylinder. The cut height, I might get in trouble for this, but I've always been honest on the, to my customers and to the podcast, things. But it cuts at 30 mil.
Yeah.
Which for cylinder people is very high.
Yeah.
So he has Packers, and he used to always cylinder mow his lawn. And he's got his down to 10 mil.
Oh, shit.
Which is pretty, the Lawn Lab?
Yeah.
I think he's cutting his place around 15 mil.
Yeah.
And that place is like mint. So you can imagine an extra 5 mil is like proper. And it's probably the closest that you can get to a cylinder mode lawn without having obviously a cylinder.
That's
so
interesting.
I want to challenge myself to do it. It's just that when we paid a mob to we bought the turf and we paid them an extra $2 a square meter to lay it. So it hasn't been laid perfect. I would need to go out there and scalp the fucking shit out of it, lay sand, let it come back up, and then go. But, I mean, I'm almost down to 30 mil now.
Yep.
And I'll probably mess with some Packers.
Yeah, I was just lucky with mine. It's a fucking tiny patch, and I just mowed it to
death.
Mowed it to death, and then I just set it at 30 mils and just rolled over sweet. But now we don't have a mango tree. At least it's not going to be fucking doing wheelies over mangoes and shit. I'd come out and I'd find like a half mango. I'd be like, where the fuck's the rest of the half? Flip the Navimo over and it's just like a fucking bukkake underneath. I'm like, oh.
It's funny that you mentioned that because
bukkake or
Paul Sheehan had said to me, I had a whole series of concerns, and I was like, man, the dog shits. And he's like, nah, man, it's sweet as. He's like, they just disappear. And I was like, man, I don't know what dogs you have, but I got 2 labs, and they can lay some like proper pipes.
Yeah.
And I think they average like 4 a day each.
Fuck. I feel that.
That's over a 24-hour period. So yeah, like I could come out in the morning and I could pick up, like say 4 to 6, and I could come out in the afternoon again and pick up probably 4.
Fucking hell.
So anyways,
all those chickens.
I got asked on social media, how's it go with landmines? And yeah, from what I've experienced, like if it's dry, then they kind of just get pushed to the side.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the blade,
they just sweep it
but
off.
if it's wet, man, it proper sprays the joint.
Yuck.
It's like,
oh fuck.
So sometimes it can like pick them up and carry them.
Fuck, imagine being a contractor with a bunch out and having to go and fucking clean them all. They have to get cotton tips and...
No, well, the whole thing's waterproof and that. You can just...
fucking flip it.
Yeah, I don't mind cruising out in the rain and, you know...
Just flipping it over like a turtle and letting the rain do it for you.
So, no, but look, it's a really cool concept, one that I'm fully enjoying.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think it suits all, properties, minimal really, but if you got a property out there, definitely contact Cash Pro and, we ship everywhere and I'm excited. I am excited about it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Something new.
Yeah, I'm glad to be doing something a little different.
Yeah.
So.
Samesies. Fucking Expo Cities.
Yep.
Fuck, man. It's been wild, though. We didn't see Segway. I thought you all, the RGS boys, would have brought a Segway to the show, but it's all about the big boys' toys there. Fucking all girls' toys.
I wish I did, but I think realistically, like, I would have been able to set one up pretty quick, but I just think with the foot traffic and bits and pieces, I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure it would have been really suitable.
Yeah, something unfortunate. We had some late exits from the show. Husqvarna,
fuck you.
Couldn't.
Only joking.
Couldn't commit. Like they were from the start. They wanted to be one of our major sponsors, and we sort of were trying to negotiate with them for what we could, and. It was only a week and a half out from the show, and they said, "Oh, look, we're not going to make it this year," which was a bit of a blow. And then the day before, Crest pulled out due to one of their Brisbane guy went to Bali and came back with the Bali
with asthma.
Yeah, with the Bali flu. But no, it was an awesome day. I think it was completely different to last year. Last year we had just a massive group of people all come at once, and we sort of wrapped it up quite early. But that's what some of the feedback we got was that the day's too long. Not just for the people coming to attend, but from the brands. So for Melbourne show, we've actually tightened it up. It's now a 9 till 3:30 show. See how that goes. We'll run a few extra competitions through the day. It was really good, like getting to give away a bit of stuff. Got a bit choked up on stage, which was a bit fucking... I looked over at Lou, and Lou was crying. I'm like, oh, fuck. And Chloe asked Lou, she's like, oh, why's Dad so quiet? And then she looked at Lou, and Lou's crying. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So it was good, man. I was just more emotional that, just remembering last year how big it was and how everything went down, and how good it was that sort of the community came together again. And I got to give away some good shit, like some really good shit.
Yeah, and look, obviously for me it was a different feel because I was working a booth.
Yeah, last year you were just a fucking floater.
Sort of got to hang around,
bobbing around,
and but definitely the couple of pieces that I was able to see that were just hands down my favourites with the Greenworks mini bike.
Oh my God,
and that little cart.
Oh.
And the twins were hooking around on the cart, and one of the Greenworks reps pulled them up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's funny.
That's because I fucking pulled them up. I said, hey, we've had some comments. You guys got to keep that shit behind your tent.
Well, they were out in the paddock.
Yeah.
But...
okay.
Gary Harvey actually called me yesterday and apologised and said, I've had a word to him and told him that the Catch Pro twins can ride any machine that they want. They can ride our standards better than you and me.
They probably ride them better than us.
So that was kind of funny.
One of the things that happened, there was a big fucking, looked like a bloody bukkake circle in the middle of the show. Now, from what I got told, so I was run off my feet, running around, fucking doing a bunch of shit. And we had some awesome photographers there, videographers as well. And what they were going to do was they were going to get everyone in a circle, and everyone was just going to do some nice circles, and they were going to take some drone footage. But then some of these guys got a bit how you going.
Mole merch.
Started doing some fucking
culprit.
Ben Grifsky.
Yeah. See, I kind of I was invited to do it.
Oh, really?
And then all of a sudden it was happening.
Yeah, well, you know what I was doing when it was fucking happening? Shoveling 6 cubic meters of fucking mulch off the driveway. So I won't name the company, but there's a company not too far from the site.
Rock and soil.
I rang them and said, look, we have got a water issue here. We're getting some trucks bogged. Can we grab 6 cubic meters of just forestry shit mulch? They're like, yeah, no worries. I was like, look, can I pay someone some cash to spread it for us? Yeah, all good. So I spoke to the driver. He's like, yeah, man, I'll come across with the loader and we'll spread it out for you. No worries. It's like, sweet, paid for the mulch. Old mate comes over. I said to him, look, mate, you might want to reverse it in. It's pretty boggy. And he's like, nah, should be right. Obviously, dickhead gets fucking bogged. So I'm like, fucking told you, mate. And he's like, yeah, no, I'll be right. So we did get him out eventually. It was a pretty big truck. We got pretty lucky. And he's chuffed off. And I get a fucking call. And they're just like, oh, by the way, we're not coming to spread it.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you fucking serious? I've got 6 cubic meters now blocking my fucking driveway.
Yeah.
And, man, fucking Andrew Hommets, he drove up from Sydney.
I don't think I met him.
Yeah, he was there with his stylish.
Yeah, but I don't
You didn't meet him? I
apologise if I did and I don't remember, but there's so many people that were coming up and saying g'day.
Yeah.
And a few people could just immediately tell that, like...
you were overwhelmed?
Like I was busy and that I really couldn't chat.
Well, I fucking ran over to you and I'm like, Ben, can I borrow your rake and your shovel?
Yeah.
So thank fuck you had that shit there because I ran it back and we just started moving it around. Steve, local contractor, came across, helped. Dion jumped on. Sean, another local contractor, jumped on. And Will, broken leg Will was there fucking shoveling away, just trying to
I didn't see
contribute.
him either.
You didn't see Will?
No,
he couldn't walk that fucking far, so. But yeah, we got it all laid out and we fucking just decided to block that exit anyway. It just wasn't working for us. But yeah, unfortunately I missed out on the spinning majigs, but I've seen the drone footage. It does look fucking cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen the drone footage, but I've seen...
No, I haven't released it yet.
Seen some contractor footage.
Yeah, so... but yeah, next up is Melbourne. I'm so excited to go back to Melbourne. Caribbean Gardens is a whole different kettle of fish when it comes to basically venues. We've also secured the indoor section. If it is shit weather on the day, we can just push everyone inside. It's massive. It's like 25 acres inside a fucking big building. So it's huge. We've got some mad food trucks coming. I got the Greek. We had Greek at the Brisbane one, and we had Philo Fresh. They did like burgers and shit. We had a dessert one and the coffee van. They actually did so well that they said that they're going to donate 25 cents out of every single cup of coffee that they sold on the day back to the children's hospital, which is awesome.
They had literally made like a couple of $100 within the first 10 minutes of opening.
No, everyone was fucking into it. Weather stayed good all day, which was fantastic. Fucking windy as fuck. Cox lost one of their fucking marquees when they were tearing down their site.
It went halfway up a gum tree.
It fucking crumbled, and I said, "Oh, had a bit of a mischief, have ya?" And Kara's like, "Yeah, it fucking took off." So. No, but it was good. We had Danny from Southside Mower Centre was there. He was smashing out on the day, looking suave as fuck as always.
That was the only thing that was really embarrassing about the Catch Pro tent was because we got it from Southside. And when the wind picked up, you know, we'd have customers and people there. And every time the wind got up, I was like, everybody grab a pole. And there was just like this little boy that was there. And I was like, you grab a pole. And he just fully shit himself and grabbed on the pole. And I was like, good, stay there. And then like he literally stayed.
Imagine if he took off.
He literally stayed there. And then like, it was only like a minute went past or something. I was like, oh, you can leave now. And he's like, thank you. And then he walked off and I was like,
poor little bugger.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, we had some great prizes donated for the door prize. We had the new SFC 21 from Skag. There was a
Do they have a new one?
Oh, well, it's
Okay, yeah.
newish.
Yeah, nah.
The commercial mower kit, like the new one from Ego, and it came with like 212, like it was a fucking full kit. So, Whippy kit from Ego. We had a Nexus from Ego. Fucking Ego, just helping us out all over the place. Milwaukee gave us one of their new pole pruner kits.
Yep.
So that came with two 8-amp batteries as well. So that's a good way to get them into the fucking platform. That's for sure.
Yeah, 2 8s.
Yeah, 2 8s. It's a good get. And they did and they're going to do it at Melbourne and Sydney as well. They actually have a multi-tool kit on the site. So on their actual little booth, make sure you bring along business cards, because that's how you put your business card in the fucking little bucket. Oh, and then we pull it at the end.
And then you get to fuck all the other contractors when they pull out all the... Not like that?
Nah, like the keys.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking... Yeah, it's not a swingers club for lawnies.
That'd be hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So...
Can you fuck yeah?
Oh, fuck yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, there's a couple of grand's worth of prizes for show. And then we had, like... Everyone was giving away hats and jumpers and beanies and all sorts of stuff. We had a Rover to give away. We had a couple of $100 in vouchers to give away. Greenworks gave us a Whippy kit to give away. At the Melbourne show, Toro giving us a mower to give away as well. So we got a bunch of stuff to give away. It's good, man. I like it. I like being able to give back.
Giveaways are so awesome for everyone else except for me, because I'm not allowed to win one.
I know. Well, same with me, man. I just fucking get to give them all away. But yeah, it was crazy. So a part of the reason why we're shortening the show is because we had to fucking redraw pretty much all the prizes. It was fucking crazy, man.
Like you had to be there.
Yeah, you had to be there to get just the door prizes, not the other little games that we had going on, like the squares and guess my length. But yeah, So we're hoping that we can get more people there, because I had to redraw the Skag maybe like 6 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so there was a ton of people that were there in the morning that couldn't stay all day, and that's the kind of feedback we need to make next year's shows run a bit better and a bit more efficient, and people can get more out of it. Yeah, but some of the new additions for Melbourne, we've got Rounded, Service Mate. We have a trailer mech, so they're a trailer manufacturer in Melbourne. We have a medical solutions place coming with first aid kits, so that was something I thought about. We obviously have all the ones that were at Brisbane. We're just waiting to hear from Luke from MoMaster, because he's putting together cricket pitch rollers. He's got to put together 2 cricket pitch rollers in 3 weeks. So fucking Luke, do it, son, do it. Do it for the fucking show. So if he gets those sorted, he's going to get there. Who else? Oh, Makita. Fuck, man. Everyone just had such good feedback. So hats off to all the contractors that came along, and all the other people, and all the brands, man. Like, they're so early. Like, everyone was there pretty early setting up. And yeah, I'm just so grateful that it's such a good community that we have. And
something else that I thought was kind of cool was the contractors, bringing their families along. Like,
really was, yeah.
I enjoy seeing people from our industry just in that different environment where, they don't have all their gear on, and they've got, one guy had his little dog, and someone else, they had
like brought fucking Freckles, and now my daughter, all she can talk about is fucking sausage dogs, man. Ugh.
But
I can't do that shit.
But I like seeing that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's good, and like that's what it's all about. I guess is like, when I say community, I mean family and friends as well. It's not just about the contractors; it's about the people that contractor's supporting, and it's nice. I like it.
Yeah,
it felt good. It was a lot better for me this round, because even though we had like people getting bogged, we had fucking the debacle with the mulch, I still got to interact
there wasn't
way
much,
better.
There wasn't really any drama.
No.
They're just small little hiccups.
Yeah, they just took a lot of my brain power away. Some massive donations came through too, coast to coast. I met them at Farm Fest. Like, I've had a busy couple of weeks. Like, I don't think we've done one since I went to Farm Fest. I went to Farm Fest. I went to the asthma conference.
You've been busy,
It's
man.
fucking crazy. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like he came through, and I met him at Farm Fest, and like, man, that guy just loves the industry. Husband and wife team. So like straight away, I was kind of like, oh, it's like my team.
I might be wrong, but I think they might have come in and bought 10 Whipper Grippers.
Damn.
It might have been. I think he came here once and got one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Sure that's him.
Well, they are the biggest independent contractors in Queensland.
Okay,
It's huge. Fucking hats off to them. Like, they run a massive crew. I think from memory, it's like up around 70. I'd say it'd be up around 80 plus now. Like, they've just picked up new contracts. So
they needed like at least another 70 more.
yeah, well, I mean, they were fucking rolling deep before. Now they're definitely getting bigger. But no, just lovely people and so generous. Like, just handed over a chunk, and yeah, no, it was fantastic. They were very supportive of the industry and what we're trying to do. So
a quick dirty plug for the show. Don't forget to use 10%. To use our 10% code, which is Skull.
Oh yeah,
in all caps at the Bad Workwear website to get your workwear. I've always said winter's just an awesome time to grab, bits and pieces because they got, cool jackets.
Yeah, they got a couple of new jackets. I got to get a vest.
So I actually got a vest.
You like it?
And I didn't like it.
Oh. Maybe I won't get a vest then.
There's nothing wrong with the vest, but it's tough in Brizzy. Like, you don't really...
Well, that's why I wanted one because I'm never running super cold.
Yeah, so you would easily... I think you'd get a lot of value with running a T-shirt and then a vest over the top.
Yeah. Did you like my look? I felt like everyone made a comment.
At the show?
Yeah, they're like, long pants? I was like, yeah. They're like, button-up shirt? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, why not? No, you look smart, mate.
Thanks, man.
I
just needed that.
I was just rocking a Moa merch tee.
Yeah.
And I was very confused about whether I wanted my jumper on. I had it on, and I'd get like a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit El Buque Nove and hot. So I'd take it off, and then I'd be like, damn.
Yeah. Hey, fucking how fucking mental is that Gianni Ferrari stuff?
It is.
That kind of blew me away.
Like you're talking here to Mr. Catch Pro, right?
Yeah,
Mr. Sidebagger, and I mean I'll never ever compare a Catch Pro to a dedicated
50 horsepower fucking
but I just I didn't really get a good chance to suss those machines out.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But I mean, and huge props to Daniel Smith for coming down.
Yeah.
It was awesome to finally meet him. For anyone who doesn't know, like he is a catch fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
And his story actually starts with Catch Pro.
Oh, true, with his Bobcat.
Yeah, like we may have told this story, once or something before, but he is up at Harvey Bay, and I actually believe his first introductory to any accessory was the advanced chute system.
Yeah.
And he loved how he could block the chute off, but he didn't like how he was getting windrows. So he added a Catch Pro. And then, he really loved it, and obviously he's doing some bigger properties up there, and it evolved into getting the Bobcat powered bagger.
Yeah.
And he just was always, he used to always say to me, he's like, man, I'm so glad. He's like, I don't use my Catch Pro now, but he's like, I am so glad that I got a Catch Pro. And then, good. Through more, in the next stage of evolution, he's into these Giannis. And man, like this dude, he's smashing knee height stuff.
Yeah.
And
he's got the smaller ones.
It's an immediate transformation.
Yeah.
Like this thing just vacuums up everything.
That big X50. So I know like most walkers and the smaller Giannis all have a plastic, like a hard form plastic intake into the catcher. That big X50 has a fucking solid steel one. It's it's just I don't even know what the price tag is, but it'd be hefty. But for the right work, fuck, you could charge a mint for it.
Yeah, like it's a specialty market.
It is a specialty market, but
I feel like if I was ever proper rich and I had like one of those full on acreages,
yeah,
you know, like I would like manicured acreages.
Yeah.
I would.
and the fucking high dump on it was high, like it was fucking. I
My
think they
kids
had
were
to-
amazed with that. They'd never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, well, I first saw it at the asthma conference, and it was impressive. Like you could see it from the front door. You could see the big yellow bagger up in the end. Like it was like right up the other end. And you could see it up in the air just floating. I was like,
I got to be
"Fuck."
honest, the machines are kind of ugly with the like yellow and red.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like them.
Nah, I think they could. I actually feel like they could make those machines. Oh, look, it's not all about appearance.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like when someone's on one, you can see them being used.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What do you reckon they should do a blackout version?
No, maybe not. Like just because they're so big.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Black and yellow.
I don't know. I definitely reckon just that red and yellow. You just get that full Mad McDonald's vibe.
Oh shit!
You
I
know,
didn't even
it
think of
just-
that.
yeah,
and
but
I
look,
I'm
they stand
a
out.
McDonald's man. Like, look at me.
So
What was cool on the day too is a lot of people took advantage of the show day specials. Even me, I bought a fucking roll of whippy cord. I walked across because I was doing the guess my length game, and I was like, "Fuck! I fucking left my cord at home." So I'm out there. I looked around. I just made a beeline for Danny. I'm like, I'll fucking take one of these. Beep, because
yeah, man, there was tons of people buying stuff, and that's what I would encourage as well.
and machines.
Like 4 Gravely's got sold.
Well, at least 4 Skags got sold.
I mean, Catch Pro ourselves, like we sold a lot of gear.
Yeah.
Tons of Weaver grippers.
I know Danny was happy when he left. Momaster had 3 go out the door, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was really good. So another bit of feedback we got was from Tony up at Bribey. Tony Sins up at Bribey.
Yes.
He mentioned that potentially we could run it before tax time and get some really, really special deals happening. So yeah, that's fucking something we're going to play with. We'll see if we can, fit that in. It's all about timing though. Everybody's kind of busy.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, look, I would suggest anyone that's listening to us, if you have any suggestions, if you attended the show and you have some suggestions, just send them forward to...
And anyone out there, don't fucking take my ideas.
Don't send them to me. Just send them to BJ.
Send them to me. Don't fucking steal my ideas.
Just quickly, BJ interrupted my plug about our codes, so don't forget to use it at the lawn shed as well.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
And capitalize on those little bits and pieces. Now, to some more dirty plugs, Catch Pro is now a GA dealer.
You.
And we finally have the products live on the website.
That's fucking perfect for me.
Now, what consumers will need to know is we're using a system that's called API, and I don't even know what it is, but essentially it just mirrors the GA website onto our website, but it updates every 5 days. So we don't have product categories. Usually if you would come to a website like ours, you could search by air filters or, things like that. But we can't build out the product categories because in 5 days they refresh.
Oh.
So we basically have 20,000 products that are in the back end of our website, and all fantastic products that, consumable items. So all your Honda blades, your Massport blades. Yeah,
Oils?
All your oils.
Oh, fuck yeah, Ben.
Your Victor air filters and all the bits and pieces, Atom edger blades, tons of Kawasaki parts. I would encourage that if you're coming to the website, just use the search bar and use keywords.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a part for Victor or Honda or Massport, whatever it is, use your searches. If you've got your OEM numbers, that'll be the easiest way.
Yeah.
But it's been awesome, like with no advertising. we're just selling the coolest products.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, like just like these Kawasaki tap, you know, and you know, like all this just stuff that we're not used to
And
selling.
how easy is it now just to jump on and be like, oh yeah, fucking, I need some oil. Like, can you get 20 literies?
Look, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
but technically the answer is yes.
I'm a bulk guy. You know that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, sorry, 20 liters. Yeah, there's bigger drums.
Yeah,
available.
see, 20. I'm unmanageable. Fucking 40 liters.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no to some of that stuff. It's actually there, but we, you know, with so many new products being integrated, it's actually taking
fair
a minute to get our heads around it.
Yeah, well, it's only fucking 20,000, mate. What are you fucking doing? Pull your finger out.
So, but it's really cool. Like I don't know. Like I still think if you have a good local dealer, you know, it's good to support them.
Yep.
You know, for spark plugs and things like that. But at the same time, like if you come into Catch Pro, you know, you want a seat cover or you're getting some Ballard blades or something, it's just as easy to add those items.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So that's my dirty plug for GA products. We're actually really stoked to be affiliated with them just because of the history of GA. And we never really thought that, you know, we were sort of always a little bit counterculture. You know, not really.
You didn't want to be mainstream.
It's not that we didn't want to.
Oh, you just...
It's just that, you know, you just constantly have to prove yourself to everyone in this industry all the time. And we're finally at the point where it made sense. Like, you know, business-wise, it has to make sense for everyone.
Yeah, okay.
So there's no point doing something because you're mates with someone or because...
Yeah.
You know, it has to make sense business-wise.
100%. Yeah, it's gone are the days where you can just do it because, you know, to help a mate out. When you're dealing with fucking $bucks, you got to actually make sure there's a give and a take there.
We're still in an industry where, you know, like it kind of has a little bit of, like, look, everyday contractors will never realise it, or it may just not register with them, but it's still a little bit of that, you know, kind of old school... not mafia style, but, you know, there's a lot of, you know, man pa, brick and mortar businesses that they don't survive on spare parts. They survive on, you know, mechanics and, you know, services and things like that. But in nowadays, you know, especially with all the information out there, contractors are becoming more savvy. You know, lots of people are time poor.
Yep.
It's easy to, you know, crack a beer and, you know, you're scrolling through your phone and it's like, shit, I could, you know, geez, I sort of need this, I need this, you know, and within, you know, the space of 4 or 5 days, you can have it at your door.
Yeah.
It is different, like if you need a governor spring or something and you go into your GA or your local dealer and you order that part, well, then you have to go back down there and you have to get in, like, this is like a 50-cent spring.
Yeah.
You know? So, and it also encourages you to kind of, you know, get some spares.
Fucking
you know, like when you sort of, sometimes you sort of like, I'll grab a set of blades and, you know, sometimes when you're online, it's like, well, why not just get 10?
Yeah, I can't stress enough having spares of everything. Even if it's as simple as having a spare set of belts, blades, fucking bolts. Like I always keep a spare set of spindle bolts just in case I fucking hit something and, you know, shit happens. Like you kind of got to cover your bases or you do get slowed down. Like that's why I'm trying to become a mechanic myself. Not officially, but just on the machines that I use because fucking downtime is fucked. It's the worst thing, especially in such a high-paced sort of, you know, my stuff I can't do on weekends, a lot of my stuff, especially like the waterfront and that just doesn't work. I can barely do it like I've had to push it from rain and stuff, and doing it on a Thursday or a Friday is fucked because, you know, people start having RDOs and people start having long weekends and the waterfront just fills up and it's almost impossible to work. So yeah, I just like to keep everything in-house as much as I can because still wait times, well, and especially we haven't even got to the fucking the mole place shut down while we were on hiatus as well.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, Beach, because I did see a thread the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pick on anyone who like was in the thread, but there's so much bad information in there.
Oh, so much.
Like, and I was going to comment and I just couldn't be bothered, but I think the original post was kind of getting to like the idea that, okay, this mower store's closed down due to bad decisions or bad, the way that the business was being run, so and so. Obviously, because you and I are on the inside, like we sort of get a little bit of the scoop.
Yeah.
And look, some of it may have been bad decisions.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was so many assumptions in that. Did you see the thread?
I think I saw it when it first popped up.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
People say moving with the times and, all this stuff. But
it's so unfortunate though. Like at the end of the day, 40-something people lost their job and 3 mower stores went out of business in a city that realistically could not afford that. Brisbane is not a heavily, like we do not have a lot of mower shops here. We have a few big dogs here. Like obviously Danny is up there. You got Chris from the Mower Superstore. They do a fantastic job. Luke down at Vicky Point, he's a great operator as well. But then you have to go up the coast to like Beerwah, Karoy. Obviously there are a lot of other ones that are probably really good services as well, but you just don't hear about them as much. But like we've spoken before, people will drive 2 hours to come and see Danny.
Absolutely,
like, he's a king. He's fucking always. I found out that he gets up at 4 o'clock every morning and runs 10Ks.
Yeah.
Like that just goes to show like he does that and then he goes and fucking tackles his work.
But I think I've said it on the podcast that like I've gotten emails from him at 2 o'clock in the morning. Or like even like 11 o'clock at night. It's like, when does this dude, he kind of reminds me of that Corey Ballard type.
Yeah. No, it's from what I showed Lou a picture the other day of where it started. It was a fucking house.
I hated that store so much.
I did too. Where do you park? Fucking down. You literally had to. If you had a trailer, you had to park down the road. 2
things that I remember from that store. One was when I first walked in there with the Catch Pro. He was so rude to me and didn't give a fuck.
I was like, what the fuck is that thing?
Second, he was a borderline agent for World Lawn for a little while. Actually, it started with Encore Mowers, which became World Lawn. And me and Rusty got the 30-inch, not self-propelled. It was the not hydro. It's that walk behind.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
And we had to walk it across the road, like when it was on. And these things are a direct drive, and like seriously, just navigating this thing like across a road, over people's driveways, and into the trailer. I was almost in the like. I actually just wanted to just give the machine back. I was like, man, I don't want this fucking thing. But that were the 2 things I remember about that story. And he's come a long way.
Oh, huge.
Actually, we could just switch gears back to the mower place.
Yeah.
So essentially, there was a lawsuit with Honda. Now, I don't have all the details, and I may be a little bit wrong, but it went something along the lines of when the new owners bought the store 2 or 3 years ago, or is it less than that?
No, it's about that.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 years.
The original Honda contract was supposed to roll over.
Yeah.
And it had only been found out at some point that current Honda contract, the terms of it, didn't roll over. So they've been retailing Honda and generators at a particular price and essentially operating at little to no margin because the original contract didn't roll over.
Yeah.
So essentially they ended up in litigation and Honda won.
Yeah.
So the business didn't go broke and they really folded due to the fact that they would go broke if they kept operating.
Yeah.
One thing that they did fuck up on is they breached their contract with the generators and said, well, you know what, Honda, fuck you. And they actually started bringing in generators from a different company, selling and rudda. That was in direct breach of their contract.
Yeah.
So yes, bad choices is accurate, but it wasn't that the business was running at a loss through any fault of their actual own.
Yeah.
It bullshit politics.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's bullshit politics.
Yeah, it's one of those things. The letter that came out from the mower place, fuck, it was long and it was detailed.
They'll be back.
I hope
I don't think
so.
they'll be back at the mole place. They'll be back at some point. I don't know if contracts have to just, basically expire. Once they expire, once those contracts expire, they can be
Ready
be
to
back.
rock and roll.
Yeah, they'll be back.
I'm not going to lie. I considered approaching. We've been talking about starting a mower shop for a long time. We would love to do something like that, but it's just not the right time for us.
I don't think it's the right time in society. I think.
Yeah, for us as well. Like our business is our TBL Property Maintenance is doing well. Obviously, the expos are a new adventure. They're doing well as well. It's just I don't know. I want to fill the gaps. I want to fill the gaps in the market, and obviously the expo is one of them. I don't think there's going to be the way we want to push the expo. There's nothing like it in Australia.
Absolutely.
And just Brisbane as a whole. There's just not a lot of dealers that could, even hold a candle to the couple of big ones that we have. Like they work on volumes and that sort of stuff. But I think I don't know. I just wanted to do something different. Like I know as a contractor what I want, and I'd love to start a shop that was fully focused on contractors. Obviously, like we take the residential money as well, but I just think just fast turnaround on machines would just change so many people's lives. Like I just know as a contractor, that's why I want to learn how to do everything myself, because I can't afford to be without my machines for fucking 2 to 6 weeks, depending on what the season's like.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want to run a fucking shop.
So I'd get a big fat or bum. I mean, that'd be good because my pants might stay up. But
One of the reasons why we don't actually run a warehouse that that doubles as a retail store is I just don't think I'd ever get any work done. Like I reckon I'd be honestly talking to people too much, and shit just wouldn't get done. In the summertime,
It would probably be
I
the
already
same.
fucking throw my phone outside and just have to take my watch off, have to fuck my computer. It all rings at the same time.
I'm glad I haven't fucked with any of that stuff.
Because I have to, just get units built and have to be building Pro Shields and doing all these things.
Sometimes, like I've got a smartwatch, and sometimes it'll ring and it'll tell me who's ringing. But most of the time, it's just saying, "Hey, get up, you fat fuck! You haven't moved in a while." I'm like, because I'm fucking sitting there. It just buzzed before. I was like, "Was that a notification?" It's like, "Nah."
My watch tells me to stop and like take some deep breaths.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
like,
probably your
I
heart
think
rate's fucking up.
Yeah. So one of the gimmicks on the Apple watches is that it monitors all of that.
Yeah.
And like several times throughout the day, it actually says like, Ben, take a deep breath.
Yeah. Shit, eh?
So can I just take a little sidebar and say how awesome winter mowing is?
Oh, it's so good.
There's only like a few months of the year where mowing is like, I'm not going to say enjoyable because there is a lot of months where like you're not flat out for time. The skies are just crispy and blue, like the temperature in Brisbane, you can still work in shorts and a shirt.
Yeah.
And not be cold, not be hot. There's fuck all wind. Like, how nice.
The wind has been a bit of an issue the last couple of fucking weeks. Well,
I know, but in general,
the
you go out
expo
there today, it's just delicious.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. But how good is bloody winter mode?
Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, it's one of those things like you probably caught the video I put up on LMCA last night about that.
That was
that was next level, man. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, no, that was like I regardless of who it is, I scroll pretty heavily through my but that one really caught my eye and I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, it came up really nice. So I gave back the V-Ride XL, the 61 yesterday. I just had it to demo it so I could get a feel for it. I put about 20 hours on it. And fucking gave it back yesterday. But before I did, I got to do my footy fields and they'd oversown with rye. And fuck, I got some props for that one because I took it, like I mowed it, and I took a video, and then I fucking spat it straight to the vice president, and he's like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah,
and it's all getting line marked today, so it'll look even crispier.
No, I thought it looked delicious.
Should have seen the fucking size of the dog that was running around on it after I'd finished it. Though I was like, "Get off the fucking!" You should see some of the fucking people that roll through there with some of the biggest dogs you ever seen in your life, and they just let them fucking drop pipes on a fucking football field where people... There was one shit there that was about as thick as your coffee cup. And I was like, if that's not a fucking man's, that's a bear's. Like, it was massive.
Yeah.
Fucking Rusty just...
Still some ordinary people getting around,
fucking hell.
Rusty would have looked at that and been like, oh, I can match that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw fucking one guy walking down the road with a TV and a trolley there. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, shit.
But yeah, it's sketchy along the fence line just because people just toss their deadies into the fucking grass. And during summer, when it was really firing, like I was cutting it weekly and it was really thick and tall. And I fucking ran over luckily it was just a plastic, the polycarbonate glasses. Fucking jettisoned that out onto the road. Fucking didn't see that coming. But I've had to stop for a few cruises and JD bottles and typical fucking...
the good old times.
Yeah.
I remember drinking down there.
Oh, yeah, fuck. I remember like carrying people home from fucking spewing all over themselves and all sorts there.
Oh, boy. I never carried nobody.
Oh, fuck. I'm like a fucking donkey back in the day.
Anyways, we might get close to wrapping this up.
Yeah. If you haven't done it already, jump onto llee.com.au, pre-register for your particular shows. That'll get you a draw into the door prizes. I cannot wait to get down to Melbourne. Sydney's firing up as well. I think we're still 5 weeks away from Sydney. But yeah, Melbourne's in 2 weeks. I'm actually heading down there next week.
It's crazy how quickly it all sneaks up on you.
Fuck, this week is just fucking jet fired. I was I was fucking just loving life after the expo went off, and it was like you said, there really was nothing bad about the day. Like everything went off pretty well.
The weather was kind of shit.
It was windy.
The weather, like
I got wind burnt. It was fucked. I was fully wind burnt by the time I got home. I had to moisturise these precious cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, look, the weather, like it was just typical. Yeah. Anything that I'm ever involved with, like the weather's just shit.
Well, it was windy there last year, but I think...
It was windy there last year, but I'm comparing it to the weather that we've had in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So that was the only stretch of 4 days that we had rain and wind.
Shit. It was fucked.
It was the only stretch.
Well, we mowed it on Monday. It was a beautiful day. We went out there, mowed the whole place. It came up schmick. I was like, and then I looked at the forecast. I'm like, fuck. And then the news started pumping there. Once in a lifetime fucking weather event coming through. There's fucking this and that. And man, it just, and no one was accurate at all. Not one weather channel had it on point. It was going from fucking 60% of 1 to 5 mils, and it went up to 20% of fucking 20 to 40 mils. It was just all over the place.
I got to be honest though, the rain that we got, it wasn't like it was a huge amount, but the rain that we got over that couple day period, it did Brisbane some justice.
Oh yeah,
like Brizzy's green. We've actually had some growth. And it's, it sort of keeps the industry firing for a little bit longer.
It does.
Because I do think, obviously, the long range weather forecasts for, well, I don't know if it's Australia or whatever, or if it's just Brisbane, but, last year they said we were going to hit a drought, and it was seriously one of the most lucrative seasons. It was either going to make you or break you.
Yeah.
I know it broke some people.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely had some impact on some people around me.
And it only just, like, I would say, Brisbane contractors would have still been mowing fortnightly in June.
Yeah.
Now that we're in July, it's obviously tapered off.
Yeah.
And they're not predicting a drought. But I do worry if when it starts getting hot in October, if the rain, that's where I worry about. If the rains haven't come, if they don't come till December like they did last year, that period is going to be the tough one.
It is, yeah.
And I would advise, maybe we might maybe we might do some business episodes.
Yeah, maybe.
But I would advise for people to, it sort of doesn't matter where you are in the country, I would be looking at that period, between September and December, and maybe start preparing for if we don't get rain.
Yeah.
What is it that you're going to do in your business to make up that income?
They did already call it and say it's going to be an even bigger storm season, but like last year with our drought, who knows? They're fucking playing opposites.
You know what'll be really fun for everyone else except for me is to see if Ben and Vicky wasted $80,000 to flood-proof our yard to see if we failed or succeeded.
Oh, look,
what we did.
Yeah,
what we did was, I think, the best we could do.
Yeah.
Without getting fined by a council.
Yeah.
So we'll keep tabs on that.
That's why the first thing I asked Ben the other day after all that rain, how'd the yard go?
Well, that was fuck all compared to...
Yeah, it was. I was like...
What nails us is if you get like 80 mils in a couple of hour period. Yeah. That's what gets us. So it's localized flash flooding that gets us. It's not proper. Yeah, it's not like it's not tidal, and
it was
it's
like
Brisbane
25
River.
to 30 mil.
Yeah, that was over 4 days.
Over 2 to 3 days.
Yeah. But that time when we got like 100 mils in like fucking 11 minutes or something. Yeah. Like that's when Benny's got to take his shoes off.
I better do a big shout out to my wife Louise for the all the effort she's put into the expo. She's been nothing but a fucking rock. Could not have done half of the stuff without her. She just fucking took the reins and just went for it.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, fucking oath. And she's found her stride. It's very nice to see her, like, she's actually enjoying it. So much so is she's joining us on the trip over to the Equip Expo. So she can, so cool. We're going to try and get behind the scenes and ask some questions. Hopefully they don't fucking give us a fucking chop in the neck for our expo name, the Lawn and Land Equip Expo. We fucking put 2 L's in front of them. Fucking whatever.
Actually, I was supposed to run a plug on trimmer handles, but maybe we can...
Fucking go. What are you doing? What are we doing with trimmer handles?
Well, if anyone follows our Instagram, you'll see we've finally done a comparison video. On Temu trimmer handles, right? Because there's just so many pop-ups. And usually, like, I don't like to acknowledge other products, and especially don't like to diss them.
Yeah.
Because I would hate that if someone did that to me. If someone had like a product of mine in a video and we're doing it, I'm not talking about a contractor. I'm talking about like another business, right?
Yeah.
But because it's Temu and it's direct from manufacturers and it's not anyone's actual business, I was like, well, fuck it. It's fair game, right?
Yeah.
So and the reason why I felt like it was time to do it is there is so much, chatter about the whipper gripper just being a bent piece of steel that you have to pay $159 for. And it's just, it really isn't the case. Like we really looked at the original trimmer handle design, which was the Darwin grip, and we really looked at it and thought, you know, this product is so good, but it's just not as anywhere near as good as it can be.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. And all of these Temu handles that you see popping up, they're actual pieces of shit.
The one that you got in and gave to me and the boys, I'd say it lasted about a week, and it actually rattled apart.
So yeah, like in the video,
That one was fucking whack.
like I don't actually focus on quality.
Yeah.
I really just highlight the actual designs.
Yeah.
Because that's what the problem is. The designs are actually wrong.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that one
actually
had 3 pivots, I think, and it fucking just kept opening up on one of the pivots.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they've got no idea, you know, of the actual, it really defeats the purpose of actually having a trimmer handle. Yeah. One of the ones that I do have it in my hand on the video and I don't put it on a machine or focus on it, but like it is fucked. Like I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want it in my presence. Like it is the most plainest, just nothing. I can't believe it. So, but anyway, it's good to, what I find really offensive is, see, nobody that has a whipper gripper, you know, is a culprit of this at all. What I find really offensive is when people come on our social media ads and they start posting links to products that are like, you know, a third of the price.
Yeah. That's like a lawn mowing contractor going onto another person's boost post. You know, you pay good money to boost a post, and then someone jumps on and say, hey, I can do it for fucking 30% cheaper.
Yeah, and I get that. Look, man, Ben Van der Giesen in my personal life, I actually buy stuff from Temu.
Yeah. I fucking hate Temu. They always honey dick me.
I, you know, like the girls, they get heaps of like horsey stuff, and, you know, I've actually, you know, got, you know, just bits and pieces. Anyway, it's not really relative, but so I understand that. And even in LMCA, like I don't have a problem with people saying like, hey, look at this trimmer handle for X amount, you know, rudder. It's only on my sponsored ads that I actually pay thousands of dollars for. I had someone post a link, so I deleted it. Then they posted it again and I deleted it. Then they approached me and said, you know, stop being dishonest or stop being this, and this. And I said to them, in your own personal profile, you can post whatever link you want.
Yeah.
But on my business page, I will never allow, I don't care what it is, I will never allow another product suggestion on my sponsored ads.
Yeah.
I'm going to delete it, and if you approach me again, I'll block you.
Yeah.
So that's really the roundabout story, and I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, fucking social media is a real cockhead when it comes to scams and shit like that.
It finally settled down for me a little bit. Yeah. I you know, went through a period there where I was either just getting abused or called a dodgy salesman, or just, it didn't matter. It just didn't matter, you know, what it was. I was always being attacked.
Yeah.
It's finally settled down now. It seems to happen in waves.
It does. Might be an algorithm you jump into. But yeah, we're doing a giveaway right now for
not a Temu handle, right?
Nah, not a Temu handle. A bunch of Greenworks merch. So Gary from Greenworks hooked me up with some, like a fucking dope jacket, some hoodies, some shirts, coolers, hats, just all the regular stuff. But it's really cool stuff. And we put it up, and it was only up for maybe a day, and then just bombed with scams. Just every single fucking post was, oh, you're the winner, follow this link. And it's like, fucking serious? So I'm having to go through and hide all these fucking posts and block these people. But once you block them, which I found out, you block them and then you can't see them either. And then you're like, fuck, is that still on there? So I get Lou to jump on there and start hiding the posts. And it's just annoying. Like,
Yeah, you got to delete the comments, then block the person.
yeah, fucking, it's too many. I'll just block the fucking pricks.
Sometimes what I do is I leave their original response.
Yeah.
And I reply to it. And then I block the user.
Yeah.
So that they can't comment again. So Ben from Catch Pro gets the last word.
Yeah. Well, they commented on 36 posts, the exact same thing. I was like, fuck, he's got some fucking time. Because it just was like cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. They used our logo, everything. It happened with the Milwaukee giveaway too, which was cool.
Actually, I need to say something.
Is it you?
No. I need to say something that I saw just last night. So it's not a Temu handle.
Yeah.
Actually, it probably is. But it's an American. And he's just got this piece of shit fucking handle. And I don't know why, but the very start of the video is the trimmer grip dude from
Australia?
Yeah.
Really?
And no word of a lie, it's him using his product.
Yeah.
And then it switches to the American saying, "Hi, take a look at this," and then it's a different product.
Oh, no
It's
way.
like they've taxed his video of him. It's actually him.
Fucking hell, man.
And I looked at it and I thought, he's resurfacing and he's, trying to, get the rest of get his product out there.
Yeah.
And then I see it switches over to some
oh, for fuck's sake,
average Joe American dude. And I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, well, I saw some of.
So if they put me. So now, I'm keeping my
there's
eyes
going to be
out.
some fucking trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw one of my posts that I put on LMCA. Someone had taken the photo and used it on some of their promotional stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I mean,
I'm not tripping on it.
I steal content all the time.
Yeah,
and
but
they
took it was a photo and they put it in like their thing. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, some people kind of say like, oh, that's bullshit. Catch Pro's going to steal that, rah, rah. But if it's content of my product, and usually they're only posting it for that reason, then it's like, well, it's a public photo or video.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm using it and saying like, hey, do you want your lawn mowed?
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, back off.
Hopefully you enjoyed hearing our voices again. We weren't sure how much everyone loved us, so we were kind of like, well, fuck it, we'll get to an episode whenever. But we've had a lot of people reaching out.
Oh, we got pumped.
Yeah, having a lot of people reaching out. I actually had one guy reach out and say, hey, is everything okay with you and BJ? Are you guys like not friends anymore?
Nah, I got circumcised, so we can't dock anymore.
Yep.
We're just touching tips now.
I don't know what to say.
We will get back into some topics. We still have a lot going on. We're fucking punching out the last two events, and then we'll get straight back into them.
Straight back into summer.
Yeah, straight back into summer, straight back into the events. We'll plan from a year out because as we're finding feedback again, everyone's budgets kick off fucking 12 to 14 months ahead of time. So we'll get in early and hopefully we get a lot more to the show next year. Still for Melbourne, we've got like 34, 35 different brands. We've got a bunch more fucking food trucks coming. The best one, Wing Wing Hello. I can't wait. I fucking love wings. So bunch of prizes. Go pre-register. Melbourne, let's make it bigger than Brizzy.
Pew. All right, cool, bro. Until then, I am at Catch Pro. He is at TBL. We're at a time.
Fuck yeah.